So it's time for another Ashon Comics comic review. This time it's Batman Superman number 5. Welcome back to my channel if you've been here before. And if this is your first time, thanks for coming by. My comics reviews are my shorter videos where I just talk about comics that are out and just giving you what I thought about them. Batman Superman is one of my more favorite titles over at DC. Let's go back. Joshua Williamson is one of the best writers. He's writing Flash, and if you're not a Flash fan, I can understand that. I'm not really a Flash fan either, but he's over 80 issues strong now, and it's one of the best titles at DC. It's stayed consistent. He's such a great writer. He also writes one of my favorite indie series, Birthright, which I'm not going to get into here. Batman Superman is a title that I was very excited for because when it came out, Tom King was still writing Batman. Bendis was, he still is, crapping all over Superman's legacy. And if you wanted Batman or Superman, you didn't have many choices other than Detective Comics. And I really like Joshua Williamson, so I was really excited. And I haven't been let down. Issue 5 continues this whole story of the Secret Six. I used to be a big proponent of Year of the Villain, and I'm starting to get really tired of it, and I'm tired of defending DC's this lackluster event that they seem to just stretch out. A year is too long for an event, especially one that doesn't seem to have much direction and just seems to keep throwing out books, all sorts of tie-in stuff. It's just milking it into oblivion, and I don't have any sort of real connective tissue. I do like, honestly, the Batman Who Laughs stuff. To me, I like the connectivity to Metal. I like the fact that Metal is continuing. Events should matter. This is something that Marvel has completely forgotten. I mean, before their events are even over, the next event is starting and you're already forgetting it. But, Metal's like a year and a half old now, and it still matters in the DC universe. Things are still happening. And you can go back today if you haven't read Metal, and you can go back and read it, and it will matter. That's how things should be. And there are some good things about Year of the Villain. There's a reason I defended it. Let's get to the book here. This is why I was distracted here. This Green Lantern legacy. The 13-year-old just inherited his grandmother's Green Lantern ring. No pressure. Oh God. In 2019, we were introduced... Was it 2019? Or was it before? We were introduced to I can't even keep track if it was 2018. Whatever. We got introduced to Teen Lantern. The 9-year-old Green Lantern girl that got her Green Lantern ring because she hacked it with her mom's laptop. So stupid. And now this kid has inherited it from his grandmother. That's not how Green Lantern rings work. And I'm not even a DC aficionado. I'm still learning a lot about DC, and even I know this. And what's up? Wasn't Hal Jordan the first human Green Lantern? Not counting the original Green Lantern from the Justice Society. His Green Lantern's a different thing, as far as I understand. But Green Lantern being part of the Guardians and stuff like that, and having the ring, and El Sabanur came to Earth. So how did this grandmother have a ring? She somehow before Hal Jordan? Does anything even matter anymore? Of course not. Nothing matters used to be the motto of Marvel, and then Bendis came over, and now nothing seems to matter at DC. And now we're going to have 2 Teen Lanterns. There's more Green Lanterns we could shake a stick at. There's a new Green Lantern, Black Girl, Far Point, or Far Escape. I can't remember the name of that book. I did a video on the first issue, and it was nah. Sorry, that's not what you came here for. This book, Batman Superman, is about following up with the whole idea that the Batman Who Laughs is a secret plan, and he's infecting these heroes to do his bidding or whatever. And here we go. We finally have the Secret Six. So we've got Jim Gordon, Hawkman, Donna Troy. Then we have Blue Beetle and Shazam, a.k.a. the original Captain Marvel. Now, all of these actually are really cool choices of infected characters, except for Jim Gordon. Why is Why would you want to Jim Gordon? He's just an old man with some guns now. Like he's not even. Who cares that he's infected? Can someone just arrest his ass? Like, can we send a couple of plainclothes or not plainclothes? What do you call the uniformed? Just some police officers over and just pick them up, put an APB out. In the comics world, it always kind of annoys me when they treat regular people as kind of like super threats. It's like when Harley Quinn, like no one can stop Harley Quinn. She's just a freaking 100-pound soaking wet bimbo with a hammer that she probably couldn't lift. But oh, God forbid anyone be able to stop her. Anyways, I digress. I really like the art in this book. David Marquez has been the consistent artist throughout. There has been no filler or fill-in issues, which is something I really approve of. It's a monthly book. It's another thing I approve of. These bi-weekly books are just too off. They come out too fast. They don't need to be that way. And if you're a person who disagrees with me, then I would suggest maybe you have a little bit of entitlement. Maybe you're a little bit too impatient. I'm not saying you are. I'm just saying consider the possibilities. Monthly books are good because you can get more books, right? That's what we should be doing. We should be getting more better books instead of having fewer books more often. And I think we've gotten a little bit used to like having the titles we like more often. And I would rather have the art and the writing be better and be a little bit less frequent. A month is fine. 12 issues a year. The art in this book is really good. It's definitely it's better than anything Marvel's doing, or at least other than a couple of books. We get some really good scene here where Superman, this is not in our reality, but Superman sees in one of the multiverses where he and his family are dead. And at least Joshua Williamson understands the importance of John and Lois, unlike what Bendis is ruining. Oh, so terrible. I really enjoy this book. This is the 5th part of the story. The first 4 issues I thought were really good. This one was a little bit, I don't want to say a letdown, but underwhelming. There's some good action scenes. I mean, we get Superman kind of cutting loose here and fighting Shazam and Supergirl at the same time. I really like the look of Supergirl here. Let me see if I have a shot I was remembering where she's kind of talking some smack. Yeah, like right here. The way this costume is really a sinister look for her. I'm also really glad that that DC didn't go with the whole, the Supergirl who laughs, the Blue Beetle who laughs, Donna Troy. Like, they didn't do that. It's like we got, I forget what Jim Gordon's name is, but we have like Deathbringer is what Donna Troy is. We got Sky Tyrant, Scarab. I don't know all their names, but they each have their sort of villainous name, and I thought that was a cool creative touch. This is a very fun comic. If you just like slam bam action, but you don't want it just to be totally meaningless, you do want some interesting stories and some characters. There were some good parts with Superman and Batman relating and having some issues of, or not issues, but like talking about the theme of trust. And this book makes use of that. It makes use of Batman and Superman being an actual team, not just a duo, not just working together, but actually being a team, relying on each other's strengths to cover each other's weaknesses. Batman realizes that there's things Superman that can do that he can't, not just the simple things like flying and stuff, but things about Superman like his innate belief in goodness of others, and things like that. Like Batman actually realizes that's a strength that he doesn't have. Superman trusts in Batman, to have an insight, kind of the opposite, which not be as naive as Superman might be. And I really like that. There's a scene here where Batman has to kind of remind him. It's like, he says, you need to let them go. Even if it means going to the ends of the earth, we'll find them, I promise. He's talking about, it's because his family he saw, and Superman's kind of going in a rage. And he talks Superman out of it. It's like, look, we need to stop this now. You need to forget about it. And it's a cool thing because if Batman wasn't there, maybe Superman does go in a rage. We see a cool shot here where Batman has sort of hijacked Blue Beetle's technology, because Batman is able to do that sort of shit. This is a fun comic. If you like Batman stories that are not the Gotham type, if you like Batman more of a Justice League type, where he's fighting more on the higher end against supervillains, and if you also like Superman, this is a good setting. Williamson's a good writer. He writes the characters differently. The Secret Six here aren't quite as interesting as I had hoped they'd be, but Williamson, he's having to write kind of what DC's initiative is all about with these characters, and he's doing as good a job as you could have expect. The book ends on a weird note where it's they like, oh, Wonder Woman's going to be furious when she finds out this thing. So I'm wondering if this issue 6 is going to continue. It doesn't seem like it's gonna. It seems like next issue, consequences, and then it says follow Batman who laughs and the infected in the year of the villain hell arisen. So there's actually now finally a year of the villain miniseries out. It seems like this particular storyline is going to transition over to there, and then Batman and Superman are now going to go on to other things, which is fine. But I feel weird when it's a story continues from one book to another. I just keep going in this book until it's resolved. It doesn't feel resolved in this issue, which is why I said it's a little underwhelming. It's not a bad book by any means. I would still give this 4 stars. The art is great. The writing is good. And it's fun. And every issue has been fun. That's another thing. It's not like it goes up and down in quality. It's consistent. So if you like Batman and Superman, this is a book you should be getting for sure. I really enjoy it. I hope you like hearing what I thought about it. It's still good, and I wanted to tell you about that. Oh, God, speaking of Wonder Woman, look at this trash. What the hell is this? Is Wonder Woman in today's comics. Thank you for watching. Tell me down below what you're thinking about Batman Superman if you're reading it. If you're not reading it, tell me why. Do you have any concerns that I didn't address here? Do you know who Josh Williamson is? Have you read his stuff? Any questions? I'll be happy to try to answer them. Thanks for watching the videos. I hope you like this shorter format for reviews, and I'll see you next time.